Welcome to the deep dive. We take stacks of research, market reports, tech articles, basically fascinating sources, and boil them down for you. Today, we're looking at the really, extraordinary transformation in personal development. Just from 2020 to 2025, it's gone from maybe a quiet thing you do on your own to this huge, booming, tech-driven industry. It's really changing how we think about growth. So our mission today, unpack that market explosion, is kind of surprising look at the tech involved. And crucially, what does the research actually say works? We want to give you a clear view, fast. Okay, so here's the hook. What happens when personal development basically blows up into a nearly $50 billion industry? And your next life coach might not even be human. Let's dive in. Okay, first off, the scale. We have to start with the numbers because they are, pretty astonishing. In 2024, the personal development market was already at USD 48.4 billion. Big number. But here's the kicker. And this is where it gets really interesting. It's projected to skyrocket. We're talking USD 67.21 billion by 2030. That's a compound annual growth rate, a CGR of 5.7%.
Now, 5.7% for an industry this size, that's not just steady growth. That signals a massive sustained wave of investment, innovation, and, demand. It's an explosion still happening.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is why. This explosive growth wasn't just sort of natural expansion. It was critically propelled by technology. That's the key. We're talking digital platforms, AI coaching, which we'll get into, VR, AR, and yeah, the mobile apps we all use constantly. These weren't just add-ons. They were the primary engines. They pushed the market into overdrive. They offered access, personalization, engagement, things traditional methods just couldn't match on that scale. It wasn't just digitizing old stuff. It was like fundamentally reinventing it.
Right, and that brings us to something a lot of us lived through, didn't we? The huge shift to remote work. That seemed to just pour fuel on this fire.
Absolutely.
For so many people, the lines blurred between work and home life. And suddenly you needed flexible online tools for development. It wasn't just an office training thing anymore.
Exactly.
Personal growth became something you could weave into your day from your living room. Much more accessible, much more integrated.
Yeah, it stopped being about just working from home and became about growing from home too. And if you connect that broader picture, this digital shift, it really democratized access like never before. I mean, think about smartphone adoption. You mentioned the numbers. 95% of Americans own cell phones. Over 80% use smartphones.
Pretty much everyone.
Right. So that means access to pretty sophisticated AI, advanced digital tools. It's nearly ubiquitous now. Your whole personal growth plan, personalized feedback, it's literally sitting in your pocket, ready whenever, wherever. It just removed so many barriers, logistical, financial, that used to exist.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about the really groundbreaking tech, the stuff that's redefining personal development. I mean, imagine having an AI coach that knows your habits.
Yeah.
Maybe better than you do. Or get this, literally rewiring your brain for, more focus or calm. Sounds like sci-fi.
It does sound like sci-fi, but it's happening now. And the AI-driven coaching is a perfect example of this huge shift. There's a Deloitte report, 2024, found a 77% positive impact perception for AI coaching. That's high.
Yeah.
77%. Wow.
Yeah. And it's not just convenience. It's about hyper-personalized habit tracking, development plans that adapt as you change, insights pulled from massive data sets. An AI coach can process patterns from millions, not just dozens, like a human coach might. It sees your patterns, suggests things based on your data, adapts with you. It's truly bespoke and incredibly scalable. It makes tailored growth reachable in a way we just haven't seen.
But, okay, it goes beyond just smart algorithms giving advice, right? What about tech that can actually, train your brain, like lifting weights for your mind? That feels different.
It is different, and that's where neurofeedback technology comes into play. Devices like Miendi, for example, they're really pushing this forward. It's all based on neuroplasticity. Just quickly, that's our brain's amazing ability to change and reorganize itself throughout life.
Right, the brain isn't fixed. Exactly. So neurofeedback lets you essentially rewire your brain for better outcomes. Miendi uses a sensor, usually on your forehead, gives you real-time feedback on your brain activity. So you learn to actively control and improve things like focus, calm, cognitive function.
You can actually see your brain activity change.
You see a representation of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And you learn to influence it. And then you also have VR and AR. They're dramatically boosting engagement. Think deeper mindfulness practices in immersive worlds or practicing public speaking in a safe, simulated space.
Ah, okay. Low-stakes practice.
Exactly. You build skills fast without the real-world pressure. It's very effective.
So we've got tech changing individual growth. What about companies? And what does all this mean for businesses and maybe more importantly for your own career?
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's shifting there too.
It absolutely is, which
Yeah.
leads us to, why are companies investing so much in employee personal development now? The answer is pretty clear, and it's measurable. You see significantly higher employee retention.
How much higher?
We're talking 30–50% higher retention rates. That's substantial. When people feel they're growing, learning, developing personally at work, they're just much more likely to stay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and the Deloitte University case study is a great example. They implemented personalized learning paths, tailored development to what individuals needed and wanted for their careers, and they saw better retention, sure, but also better productivity, more engagement, a workforce that could adapt faster.
So it's a win-win. Employees grow, the company gets stronger.
Exactly.
And this isn't just about keeping people happy, is it? It feels more strategic, like preparing for what's next.
It's absolutely strategic. It's about future-proofing the workforce. If we connect this to the bigger picture, look at the World Economic Forum, the WEF. Their predictions are, frankly, staggering. They expect 50%, half of the global workforce will need reskilling by 2025.
50% by 2025. That's now, basically.
Pretty much. And here's another key bit. 40% of those people will need only 6 months or less of training. It shows the agility needed now, right? With AI and automation changing jobs so fast. Constant learning.
Constant learning. And beyond just technical skills, the WEF stresses self-management skills. Things like critical thinking, complex problem solving, EQ, resilience, learning how to learn. In a world where AI handles routine tasks, your ability to adapt, learn, manage yourself, that's not a soft skill anymore.
It's core.
It's becoming a core competency,
Yeah.
fundamental for staying employable.
Okay, so we have all these amazing tools, this tech, these huge trends, but it raises a big question for anyone listening. How do you cut through the noise? With all these options, how do you know what actually works for personal growth? What's based on solid evidence?
That's a great question. And thankfully, research gives us some clear answers. Take goal setting. It's kind of a cornerstone, right? There's research by Gail Matthews that showed something really interesting. People who not only wrote down their goals, but also sent weekly progress updates to someone.
The accountability factor. Exactly. Accountability plus clarity. They had significantly higher success rates. And this backs up frameworks like SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. They work because they make goals concrete, not just vague wishes. They give you a roadmap.
That makes total sense,
Yeah.
turning hopes into actual trackable plans. But okay, beyond those big, ambitious goals, are there simpler things? Daily practices, things that science backs up for boosting development, maybe stuff you can start today without fancy tech.
Absolutely. Research points to several daily habits that consistently make a difference. Journaling, for one. It really fosters self-reflection, helps you process things, figure out what you're thinking, build self-awareness. Then mindfulness, even just a few minutes. Enhances focus, cuts stress, improves emotional regulation. Just being present.
Okay.
Cultivating gratitude. Sounds simple, maybe even cliche to some, but it's powerful. Science shows it boosts happiness, resilience, even physical health, shifts your focus to the positive.
Changes your perspective.
Exactly. And finally, actively seeking and integrating feedback. This one's crucial for emotional intelligence, for understanding how you impact others. Helps you see blind spots.
Okay, so journaling, mindfulness, gratitude, feedback, accessible things.
Very accessible. They're everyday habits, but practiced consistently, they compound into really profound growth over time.
Wow. We've covered a lot of ground today. We've seen personal development go from this, quiet pursuit to this massive, dynamic, tech-fueled, multi-billion-dollar industry. It's changing how we learn, work, grow, all incredibly fast. It really shows that drive we have to improve, just amplified now.
It really does. And looking ahead, that projected growth, hitting nearly $70 billion by 2030, driven by more AI and more VR integration, it tells you this revolution. It's still in its early days. We're not just reacting to tech. We're kind of co-creating our future selves with it, discovering new ways to flourish. The question isn't if tech shapes our growth, but how deeply we choose to engage with it.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's a thought for you to take away. What's one small, actionable step you can take today using these insights to harness this revolution for your own growth? Knowing that science and tech are now these powerful, personalized allies, what single habit or tool will you explore? What's your next level? Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll see you next time.